Good evening and welcome to Dearest Father Ministries. My name is Yarima, and we are in our 31 Days of Wisdom series where we are going through the book of Proverbs, and we're not necessarily reading everything that we're not necessarily reading everything that is in the chapters, but we're kind of just doing an overarching understanding of what each chapter is about, and this to encourage you to do the same, right? So we need to have wisdom. If we go back through the different days, we understand how valuable it is to have wisdom in your life, to not make foolish decisions, to not make childish decisions, to not make unguided decisions, right? Like wisdom, the value of it, how it can save your life, how it can propel your life, how it can heal you, like all the different things that wisdom is taught to do. And then each day within each chapter, there are different, I guess, like different things that will help you to be wise, right? Like this is not just saying get wisdom, and then not telling you where the wisdom is. It is reminding you how important wisdom is, and then giving you wisdom about all different types of people, all different types of lifestyles, all different types of opportunities, all different types of behaviors. Like it just tells you kind of how to show up. So today we are obviously it's January 6th. We are on Proverbs chapter 6. And I'm going to read just a short excerpt from it. And then actually before I even do that, I'm gonna tell you what it's called, right? So, chapter 6 is called Financial Entanglements, Laziness, What the Lord Hates, and Warning Against Adultery. It's also called some of the things are seven things the Lord hates, dangerous promises, the wicked man, lessons for daily life, like a deer from the hunter, a lesson from the ants, always cooking up folly. This is like what this chapter is going to be about, right? These are like the overarching themes, and this is from different translations. So each translation has a different subtitle that it gives to the verses. And so I always say that there's no one version of the Bible that is holier than the next. So read the one that makes sense to you, read the one that you understand, read the one that speaks to you. I'm going to read right now out of the NIV translation because I'm reading out of my physical Bible, and my physical Bible is NIV translation. So let me read. Okay. So here is called Warning Against Folly. And it starts at verse 6, and it says, Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer, it- yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. So that's the only part that I'm going to read. And I'm going to encourage you to read it for yourself, right? So go read Proverbs chapter 6. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it, right? Because in the NIV translation, it's a little bit extra. So I would say, if you are reading in a Bible app, that maybe read the NIV, but also read the NLT, maybe read the message translation, read other translations other than just the NIV. But it's like ants have so fewer skills than you, and yet so much more discipline than you. They have the understanding that if they don't store something up in the summer, if they don't work hard during the harvest season, then when it's winter and when there's a scarcity of food, they'll have nothing. So they adapted their minds to be disciplined enough to know to go do the work when the work needs to be done, and not just expect that everything's gonna fall into place. So some of my notes on chapter 6 are just that you can't expect progress without process. Everything is going to require process. Everything is going to require you to put in the work, to make some effort. Nothing's gonna just morph and transform without a process. So the first thing, you can't expect progress without process. If you don't do the work, then the work will not be done. Even ants who have less skills have more discipline. So get up, let your faith move you, let the wisdom guide you. Don't take what belongs to someone else, especially since God has so much that He wants to give directly to you. Even if you do the wrong thing for the right reasons, it's still the wrong thing. There's no justification. So try to um do what is right in God's eyes. I wrote that down because I was like looking at the part where it's like telling us the 7 things that God hates. And so many people try to say like, oh well, God is love. So God, like it confuses them when they hear that God hates things or that God finds things detestable. And I always say that's just because there's barriers in the English language where we don't really have multiple words to express a different variant of the word, right? So um, what I like to think of it as, like, the easiest way to understand it is that if God is love, when we talk about what the Lord hates, what we're saying is the things that are not of God, the things that are not like God, because God is love. So the things that the Lord hates are the things that are not like God. So let me see if I could just pull it up. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, so down in verse 16 it says, there are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 things that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Those are the things that God hates. Those are the things that He finds detestable. And so don't be that. don't don't be the person that like stirs the pot for no reason. Don't be the person that always wants to like bring conflict for no reason. Don't be the person that is lusting after people or has an eye that's always looking for problems. Like, just don't be the kind of person that's looking for trouble. Those are the type of people that God just can't, he just can't get over it. He just can't get over it with y'all. So okay. So Proverbs chapter 6, go read it, go find some wisdom. I promise you, your life will just start to be enhanced when you start to get this wisdom deep down in your heart, when you start to like really try to understand and live the way that the word is telling you to live. So Proverbs chapter 6. And I know it's very late. Tomorrow I will not be on so late. I'll be on during the day. It's been a long day. I feel like I'm living my 4th day today from all the things that, that I'm responsible for. But I do want to just remind you guys that the Patience Boot Camp is starting on January 13th. So the fruits of the spirits, and what I love about what God does is He always reminds me of stuff when I need it, to the fuel to keep going. So He reminded me that the fruit stands for faith, repeating until it transforms. And so I didn't come up with that. That is from my church, my online church, not my person church, but my online church. That is what fruit stands for: faith repeating until it transforms. And something is transforming in what we are doing, right? Your life is transforming. You are living out the fruits of the Spirit. And the first fruit of the Spirit that we are going to be tackling, attacking, and developing the process for is patience. So you want to see progress in your patience. You want to see progress in waiting well. You want to see progress in how to focus through frustration. If this is stuff that you need to learn, um, the Fruits of the Spirit boot camp for patients is January 13th. Um, it's gonna be fire. You can check it out on my website. The website is gonna be listed in the comments, but www.dearestfatherministry.com. You could join my mailing list. Um, yeah, come be a part of us. Come let us help you with your faith walk. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.